Multiple reactions have been coming in all day today. It's been a very, very hectic day for parliamentarians because on one hand, the parliament is still debating the quota bill, the controversial quota bill. On the other hand, the citizenship bill has also seen the light of the day. And at the same time, what has come in as a huge embarrassment for the government is the verdict coming in from the Supreme Court reinstating Verma back as the CBI chief. Let me open this up and get in my guests on the panel tonight. Joining me on the broadcast, Shantanu Sen, former Joint Director of CBI. Also with me is Vaibhav Agarwal of BJP, Chamala Kiran Kumar of the Congress, Rodin Roach, political analyst, Dr. Syed Abbas, political analyst, also with us on the broadcast at this point in time. Let me get started with you, Vaibhav, at this point in time. Now, clearly the opposition is all smiles. The opposition says that the Supreme Court clearly has shown the Modi government its place. Would you say that this is indeed a setback for the Narendra Modi government because the Supreme Court has completely quashed and overturned the earlier order of the central government?
Good evening, Saurav. I'm sorry that I was not able to join you earlier in the meeting, so still joining you while driving to the studio. Now, you know, there is no embarrassment to the Modi government. The Modi government has nothing to do with this entire exercise. However, if you actually see, this is an everyday's business. The government, which is the executive, issued an administrative order in terms of an interpretation of the DPSC Act that perhaps they interpreted or they chose to interpret so. And then the Supreme Court came and did course correction. Where is the embarrassment? In fact, if you actually look at it from a executive perspective, the Supreme Court has actually not crossed over to the executive at all, and in fact referred the matter back to the statutory committee headed by the executive of the country, you know, the Prime Minister. So you understand, and I think that the executive will consider removing Alokji at the end of the day, but we will see how it functions. You know?
Right. So you're saying that the Supreme Court order today should not be seen as an embarrassment for the Narendra Modi government.
There is
Does
nothing
the Congress subscribe to that point of view? Let me bring in Mr. Kiran Kumar on this. Mr. Kiran Kumar, you've heard what the BJP has had to say. What is your take? Where does your party stand? Because we have clearly seen there have been multiple tweets today, and we are going to be putting out those tweets today, just in a short while from now, from different leaders of across the political spectrum, all of whom say that the government acted in haste. The manner in which Alok Verma was removed was wrong, and that is exactly what the Supreme Court has pointed out and has put essentially the spotlight on the Narendra Modi government for all the wrong reasons.
See, first of all, this is a big blow for BJP, and this particular charge comes under Narendra Modi, who takes care of Department of Personnel and Training. And he has to understand that he can't just remove anyone or send anyone on leave in a director of CBI who heads this country actually. So today Supreme Court has clearly mentioned that he has to take the decision with the three-member committee. One is Chief Justice of India, one is opposition leader, and one is the Prime Minister. But he has taken a decision. These decisions clearly shows the intention of BJP. The BJP wants to prove itself that it's a dictatorial rule because it is taking its own course on the investigation agencies by acting on them, by putting pressure on them and making the democracy a law. So today you can see the Supreme Court has clearly mentioned that a officer who has been appointed for the 2-year term has been removed, has been sent to leave without any appropriate committee's decision. So we are in democracy. There is a system which they have to follow. And particularly this department comes under Narendra Modi, and he has to understand the law. And law, as today we are very happy that the judgment from the Supreme Court is applauding, and we are and Narendra Modi and his team should understand in this country that this country still has democracy and they can't go against it.
So, you know, the removal, the striking down of the government order, which essentially removed Alok Verma, that being overturned by the Supreme Court. Now, for the Congress, it is a huge slap on the face of the government. The BJP maintains that no, you know, because ultimately it's the executive which is now duty bound once again to take a decision regarding the fate of Mr. Verma. But let me bring in a neutral voice on this. As a former Joint Director of the CBI, Mr. Sen, you have heard both the major political parties on the debate, the Congress and the BJP. If you look at the developments, what have happened in the court, and beginning with the removal of Mr. Verma, and to the time now that when he has been reinstated armed with the Supreme Court order, what does this tell you? Is this in a way a commentary? Leave the politics aside. Is this a the commentary on the way the entire matter was executed, or how Alok Verma was removed without application of mind? Is that something that you would say?
Look, this is for the first time after the Vineet Narayan case that a man who has got a 2-year tenure and is appointed by a High Court